Welcome back to AI-powered mapping for the ArcGIS web developer. Today, we're going to let AI steer a swipe map instead of dragging the handle by hand. So we'll start with a basic ArcGIS swipe between two layers. Then we'll add one small OpenAI call, so that way you can type in things like show more of the right or split 50-50. And we'll let the map do the rest. Let's get started. All right, we have our starter code, which already contains our map and swipe components in the HTML, along with some pre-styled CSS. So we'll go ahead and go straight into the JavaScript. First, I use the ArcGIS.import helper to load the map and tile layer classes from the ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript. And I grab references to my ArcGIS map and ArcGIS swipe elements from the page. I set up one tile layer for each one of the different types of imagery. Then I assign a new map to the map property on my ArcGIS map component with both of those layers and a satellite base map. Finally, I listen for the swipe component's ready event, and once it is ready, I add the before layer to leading layers and the after layer to trailing layers. Now I'm ready to bring in OpenAI. I grab the input box, the button, and the status label from my AI control panel, and I define a small helper called interpret command. That function takes whatever text the user typed, sends it to OpenAI's chat completions endpoint with a tiny prompt that describes the swipe widget, and asks the model to return a JSON object with two fields, a swipe position between 0 and 100, and an optional direction of horizontal or vertical. All right, so the last step is to apply the AI result back to the swipe. I create a run command function that reads the text from the input, calls interpret command, and then uses whatever comes back to update the component. If the model returns a direction, I assign it to swipe element.direction. If it returns a numeric swipe position, I set swipe element.swipe position to that value. I also update the status label so the user knows something happened. Then I hook run command up to the apply button and the enter key on the input, so you can either click or press enter to send a new command. All right, so with all of that in place, let's test it out. I'll try typing split, and we can see right away it splits it 50-50. Maybe I'll try make it vertical, and now our split is vertical instead of horizontal. And that's all it takes. We had a swipe map, an input box, and a little bit of AI to turn plain language into map actions. Try swapping in your own layers or commands and see what feels fun for you. Thanks for watching, and happy coding!